Hi, I'm Rob Clarke of Clarke Contracting. Managing a harbour authority can be very tough and challenging at times, but it can also include great days on the water, and you get to work with a very diverse group of characters. So if you're new to harbours or just want to learn what it takes to run a harbour, I've put together some useful information about the required documents and necessary agreements it takes to run a safe and effective harbour. So, what is a harbour authority? Each harbour authority is a unique and independent legal entity responsible for managing, operating, and maintaining a public fishing harbour through a lease agreement with a Small Craft Harbours program. Who are Small Craft Harbours, you may ask? SCH, as they are known by, is a division of the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, Canada. In BC, we deal with the Pacific region in Vancouver. They have a staff of program officers who are assigned to each harbour to help with the operations, and an engineering department that helps keep the floats, wharves, and other infrastructure in good, safe operating condition. The program officers are your contact point for information or assistance relating to the safe operation of the harbour or help with any client-related issues. This is done through email. The SCH Engineering Department takes care of all your harbour's infrastructure through a series of routine inspections and assessments. These are done about once every 3 years or so. Once completed and reviewed, these can be passed on to the Harbour Authority. Engineers should be consulted before any changes or improvements, even before the planning starts, to ensure design consistency. A head lease defines the relationship a Harbour Authority has with Small Craft Harbours. They're usually around 20 years long. In its series of schedules, it lists the legal description of the facility, the legal agreement to lease the facility, as well as Small Craft Harbours responsibilities like major maintenance and improvements, and the Harbour Authority's responsibilities like staffing, garbage collection, and the daily repairs and maintenance. And now on to the operations and management of a harbour. The Fishing and Recreational Harbours Act is the defining legislation that dictates how a harbour authority operates. I recommend familiarizing yourself with the Act. Small Craft Harbours mandates the use of the facility, and as a harbour authority, priority must be given to active Canadian commercial fishermen. This is to ensure the viability of the Canadian commercial fishing industry. Small Craft Harbours lists the other categories of uses, including aquaculture, First Nations, and recreational vessels. Within these categories, there are many different types of users and uses. To reduce liability to the Harbour Authority and to the Crown, each must have a signed document in place. A sublease is an agreement between the Harbour Authority and a third party. It must be approved by Small Craft Harbours, and it may be required if the third party owns infrastructure like a search and rescue station, a fish plant, or a fish and chip shop with its own building. A user agreement is needed if the third party doesn't own any infrastructure, like a charter vessel operation, a mobile repair business, or if the fish and chip shop rents space from the harbour. A moorage agreement is necessary for all commercial fishing, pleasure craft, or other types of vessels that moor in the facility, and these should be renewed yearly. Any vessel tying up to the facility means acceptance to the terms of the harbour's moorage agreement. If the Harbour Authority allows any type of liveaboard situations, make sure there is a signed document in place with clear and concise expectations for both parties, and renew it annually. Harbour authorities are federally incorporated, not-for-profit corporations. Some are operated by municipalities or other entities. These not-for-profits operate within a set of bylaws, which govern how it operates. Bylaws are created by the Board of Directors and are needed to ensure consistency in the running of the organization. They should communicate organizational rules, voting rights, policies, and the roles and responsibilities of the harbour's directors and officers. A good Board of Directors should represent the interests of the harbour and the local community. They need to be prepared to attend meetings and stay informed about the harbour's business. They should also review all bylaws regularly to ensure they stay current. One bylaw will state the need to conduct an annual general meeting, or AGM. Make sure this gets done and the proper documents are filed on time with Industry Canada. As part of the reporting requirements, Small Craft Harbours request a financial statement be submitted annually. You want to also ensure that your WorkSafe BC, your GST returns, and your payroll remittances are filed on time. And don't forget to keep your insurance up to date. Each Harbour Authority can become a member of the Harbour Authority Association of British Columbia, or HAABC as we call it. The HAABC is there to maintain effective communication between harbour authorities through information exchange, networking, and education. With over 81 harbours represented, the membership has a tremendous wealth of knowledge, and it's all accessible through the HAABC forum. The forum allows members to ask questions about issues or post solutions to common problems. Another great resource is the HAABC website, which is full of useful information and sample documents available for review and download. A group of experienced mentors are also available to help assist any harbour authority with guidance and direction in topics like administration, finances, governance, and maintenance. One more fantastic way to share solutions or ask questions with other harbour authorities is the zone meeting. The HAABC has broken up the BC coast into 6 geographic zones. Each zone hosts a couple of meetings throughout the year to get together and discuss what's going on in the Harbour Authority world. And there's some training when possible. Additionally, the HAABC hosts an annual seminar with a great array of speakers and workshops designed to address the common issues facing harbour authorities. It's a good opportunity to learn from and network with fellow harbour employees and the small craft harbour staff. To ensure the Harbour Authority operates safely and effectively, I recommend you have a few important manuals on hand and review them regularly. First up, an operations manual is a key document for the Harbour Authority. It lays out how the Harbour Authority operates daily, from how to clean washrooms or how to collect moorage to the office billing procedures. This document is essential for successful succession planning. A maintenance manual should state how and when maintenance is performed around the harbour, ensure all safety systems are checked and logged regularly. A series of checklists ensures completion of all required tasks. A comprehensive policy manual ensures fair and equitable rules are applied consistently. There should be a policy for every rule in the harbour and a procedure for each on how it will be implemented. This includes human resources and occupational health and safety. A harbour with staff needs to ensure each staff member has a signed employee agreement in place. The agreement provides a clear understanding of the duties, responsibilities, and obligations the staff member and the harbour have to each other. Also needed is the Small Craft Harbours Panic Book, or what I like to call the Do Not Panic Book. It contains step-by-step procedures for most emergency scenarios which may cause panic that a harbour might encounter, like drownings, boat sinkings or fires, and tsunami threats. All staff should familiarize themselves with the book and its location and practice regularly. Each harbour authority should have a 5-year plan. Strategic, long-term planning involving small craft harbours is an important step in ensuring the viability of a harbour authority. Funding does not come instantly. Proper planning and effective communication ensure your planned projects proceed accordingly. The operations of harbour authorities vary drastically along the BC coast. Some have one small finger docks, others have 24-hour security and travel lifts. But the most important bit of advice I can pass on is to stay informed and talk to your mentor. I'm Rob Clarke of Clarke Contracting. Thanks for watching.